Thank you for being here. I am your girl, Amy Warrior Princess, and I have got Shari from the swamp with me.
Hi,
As
everybody.
usual. Hey, for your monthly Mysteries with Amy and Shari. Yay, I'm so excited.
Yay.
This month, we have what we think is kind of freaky and scary. And who do we have today? We've got Bora Bora. And wait, is she one of mine or one of your? Because
Uh,
she shows up as a moderator, and then she doesn't show up as a moderator. What the heck happened there? And we'll fix that later. We promise. Anyway, this month we have a disappearance of 3 gentlemen. That is quite strange. This happened way back on April 12th, 1990, around the Gulf of Georgia. And 4 gentlemen were going on I believe, a fishing trip in a small little fishing boat. And let's see, the brothers were hey Chris, woohoo! You were you were a mod. She was a mod on your live yesterday. Welcome, Chris. How you doing? It was 4 men. There was Nathan Neesmith and his older brother. What was it? I forget his name. Oh, I'm so sorry. Nathan and his brother, his younger brother, Billy Joe. And then there were supposed to be 2 other experienced fishermen that were supposed to go with them, but they decided not to go at the last minute. So they got 2 other men to go with them. And on the 12th, Nathan was trying to get the boat to go. So he went down on the throttle and the throttle wouldn't go. And he was like, okay, what's the problem? And he tried again and it didn't work. So he went down to get his brother who was sleeping. And then his brother's like, okay, let's go check on the engine. So they open up the compartment and there's lots of smoke coming from the engine. So they go down and try to fix it and they can't fix it. But when they go down there, they find out there's water. Okay, there's water coming in. So they start yelling, go get the other 2, go get the other 2. So Nathan goes to wake up the other 2 fishermen, and he goes, and there's water coming up in their sleeping quarters. Okay. So they're like, oh crap. And they realize the boat's sinking. So the engine doesn't work. The boat is sinking. So Billy Joe is saying, bail out the water. So they're like bailing out the water with buckets, the best they can do. So Billy Joe's up trying to call Mayday. So as they're bailing the water out and he's calling Mayday, the lights go out. The electricity goes out. So, and Nathan can't call Mayday anymore because the radio's out, right? No electricity. So the only other thing they can do is inflate the boat and get in the boat and go. Well, after an hour, they put provisions in the boat. Well, after an hour, they realize, Nathan hears a hissing, and they find out where the hissing is, and they realize, oh no, the raft is deflating. So they're like, crap, what do we do? So the raft has deflated, so they're in the water with their vests on, and so they're trying to find a place to go. So they're all three of them are hanging on to the wreckage of something, and one is still in the water. So Nathan decides he wants to go to the wreckage of what's left of their boat. And his brother's like, no, don't do that. You'll die in hypothermia and blah, blah, blah. And Nathan's like, no, I want to go.
Somebody's got to do something. Yeah.
Yeah. So 11 hours later, Nathan makes it and gets to the wreckage of the boat. Okay, 11 hours. This man is determined. So he ties himself to the wreckage, and he can't sleep because what if he slips off or it sinks and he drowns and all that. So he stays awake, and then daybreak comes, and he sees where he was, and he swears he sees a boat, and a ship, and the ship stops right where he was. And he thinks, oh, my brother and the other two men are getting saved. So then he sees the boat come toward him, and then it veers off the other way. Yeah. It come toward him, and then it veers off the other way. And he's like, oh, crap. So he passes out. And the next thing he knows he's in the hospital. And he's like, where's my brother? And his family's like, you were the only one. They never found your brother or any of the other two men. He's like, what? I saw a ship pick them up. So he was adamant, and nobody believed him. No one believed him.
There was no record. They said there was no record of any ships of any sort or any boats of any sort that were big enough to have to file a claim of where they were traveling in that area at that time.
Yeah, but he was adamant. He saw it. And then, what was it? A few months later, a year later, they started getting phone calls.
I think it was a couple of months after he got home from the hospital.
Oh, okay. It's been a while since we watched this, people.
Yeah, I think it was a couple of months.
And someone with a Spanish accent was talking in Spanish, but they said his brother's name. And they were talking really fast Spanish, saying his brother's name. And it was his mom. It was his mom. And they were like, what? And it happened.
And remember, this was back before there was caller ID, call
waiting or anything like that.
Call waiting, caller ID, being able to punch a button and reverse the call and call back whoever just called you. This was before any of that stuff was available on the phone lines.
Yeah,
so it's like if you missed a call, you missed a call. And I think they had caller ID in the 90s, but you had to have a special phone for it, and you had to pay for a special service for it. And a lot of people back then, they still had the regular dial phones that, those of us old enough to remember that everybody had,
Mm-hmm.
And where you had to pick up the receiver and you had to dial the number and pick up the receiver and wait for a dial tone. And if you got a dial tone, then you could dial the number. And if it rang and they answered and were home, you lucked out. If it rang and nobody was home, there was no way to leave a message. And if it was busy, if they were on the phone or something, you just got a busy signal.
Hi, Clarence.
And there was nothing you could do about it. Hey, Clarence. And both
Hi,
Chris's are here, and Suzanne is here, and Denise is here. And
hey. Yeah, it was one of those yikes, and it happened like 2 or 3 more times. The same man saying his brother's name, and then they started to believe him. Yeah, your son didn't lie. So, they started thinking they were taken by a
they could have been
Spanish ship or a
pirates.
Mexican ship.
Yeah, they could have been pirates that were out in the ocean. That's why there was no I was going to say flight plan, but that's only for airplanes. But there was no ship that was submitted.
Submitted, yeah.
And so yeah, very strange, very strange.
And then eventually the call stopped, and then a little while later they started calling his sister.
Yeah,
or his sister-in-law or his sister, and then it started all over again.
Yeah.
And then they called her a few more times, and then it stopped completely. No more calls. And then one of the last calls, they said, he will be home soon. He will be home soon. And he never came home.
Yeah.
So, but they never said, and they were just talking about his brother. They weren't talking about the other 2 men.
Yeah.
So we were wondering what the heck happened to Billy Joe. What the heck happened to the 2 men that were not named in this story? What happened to them? Were they bumped off? That's a nice way of saying that.
Had they already drowned and therefore they were never rescued anyway? Because
were they sold
wasn't
into
it they
slavery? Were they? Who knows?
Yeah, anything's possible.
Yeah.
So what's our first question?
What was that boat? Or what was that ship that he saw? What was that ship he saw? If he saw a ship at all. Ooh, that breeze felt good. Whew. 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 It be hot. It be hot.
Well,
It
I'm
be
getting
hot.
the first of the trip to a cup. So you're looking at friends who were friends who went out. They took these kind of trips every year. I think they said
Yeah.
once a year or a couple times a year, they would all meet and take this trip together. So it wasn't like it was something new. They
Same
were
peanut
all
butter
used to
chicken.
each other. Um,
Oh, hey, Carolyn.
and then from there, I got the Ace of Pentacles. So it was a new adventure. They were going somewhere new. They had a new boat. Wasn't their normal standard of what they were used to traveling with.
Right.
Um, Followed by the Queen of Wands, who is herself very concerned, I think, of, for whatever leadership that was in the country where they lived or the area they lived in, whatever. The fact that there was absolutely no trace of these other men and no trace of the ship was enough to cause speculation. And of course, in the beginning, nobody believed him, thought he was hallucinating, which granted would have been very easy to have done. And then I pulled a Chariot. And so that was his relief was very palpable in the beginning because he thought, okay, cool, they got my brother and his friends. Everything's good to go. And then the Ten of Wands is them finally just putting everything away because no one's been able to find what it is that they were looking for. And
Mm-hmm. Did you drop something?
no, I had to adjust my fan. I was starting to get cold.
Oh.
And
Okay. Was that it?
yeah, I just pulled 5 cards.
Okay. I was told to pull a lot of cards and they were pulled out of order because I was like, what is the order of these cards? So I'm having to put them in order. So give me a sec.
Take your time.
Did you say that you pulled the Queen of Swords?
Queen of Wands.
Oh, I pulled the Queen of Swords.
All right, so we definitely have female energy there.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, let's see.
Okay. Now it's making sense. All right. Thank you. I'm moving you because I need to move. Hang on. I need to move, people. Yes, I have a new setup.
She's just trying to get used to it.
Yeah. I'm trying to get used to it and trying to get comfortable, and it's hard to do. All right. The first card, okay. I am.
Keep talking, I'm listening.
Yeah.
I gotta grab some.
Yeah. The first card that I have is the Queen of Swords. Now, let me make make us bigger. There we go. Please excuse my hair. This is what happens when you have curly hair and your bangs decide to do what they want to do. He was thinking, okay, in the beginning, okay, guys, when the boat had sunk and he was thinking, I've got to get to that piece of boat so that, they have a chance to stay afloat and I can stay afloat possibly. And then he was also thinking, maybe, hey, maybe we can possibly see a boat and they'll come to rescue us and that would be awesome. And then a day later he sees a boat or sees a ship. Is it a ship? Are they picking my brothers up? Oh my gosh, they're coming my way. Oh shoot, they're going the other way. What the heck? He was going through such a roller coaster of feelings, but he still had that a feminine he still had a feminine shield over him, protecting him, because swimming 11 hours in cold water when he was hypothermic
in salt water,
which
drains your fluids in your body even faster.
And he had clothes on. He had heavy clothes on. He had a vest on so he wouldn't drown. And all case in point, he should have died, but he didn't.
Yeah. I had the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Wands, stands for somebody that's determined and who's determined to accomplish their goals, and that was him. He was determined to find a way to save his brother and his friends. And you had the Queen of what? The Queen of Swords. Okay, and that stands for being wary of manipulation and control of others.
But he was like, is that a boat? Or am I seeing things?
Well, I think after he got rescued and nobody believed him that the others were rescued first, I think a lot of people, and this is just my supposition by the way the story read, that he even began to doubt himself. Did he actually see what he thought he saw, and or did he
but they found
or
out
did he
really
imagine
did see
it?
what he saw, and they're like, oh, he was right.
Yeah.
And the next card I picked up was the Five of Cups. He got taken back, but he found out his brother wasn't there. And that he was taken. Sadness, grief. Oh my gosh, where's my brother? How would you feel if your sibling was taken like that?
I guess it would depend on the relationship between the siblings.
True.
Some siblings would probably be like, oh, well, it's hard to deal with him anymore.
I would be gutted. I would be gutted if either of my siblings were taken. I would, seriously.
Without a doubt.
I was
Without a doubt.
definitely, where
Yeah.
are they? The
Excuse me,
next,
y'all.
that's right. The
My
next
lack of
one I,
sleep is catching up with me.
oh no, the next one I got was the Eight of Cups. Um, Abandonment. That's what he felt like he did to his brother. He felt like he was abandoned his brother, and he had to deal with the guilt of that. And and I think part of him is still dealing with that all the time. And I
Oh,
think
yeah.
he's still dealing with it. I think they are still hoping that he comes home. But I we'll deal with that later. That part later. Um, then I drew the death card. But that doesn't literally mean death, y'all. That can mean he turned to, his spirituality to get him through this. Um, then I drew the Six of Swords, and his spirituality made him calmer to deal with it a little bit better, and his family, dealing with it a little bit better. Then the
Yeah.
last one I drew was the Three of Cups. They were hoping for a reunion with his brother
Yeah.
sometime, which unfortunately never happened. Yet. Yet. He still hasn't come home.
Yeah. Well, they're still all missing. And if they drowned, then, they were fish food a long time ago. There's not going to be anything to be found.
I don't think they drowned. I don't feel that. I honestly don't think they drowned. I'm really not feeling that. Are you? I'm not feeling that.
No, I'm not feeling drowned. I'm feeling lost.
Yeah.
That's the strongest feeling I get out of it is lost. They're feeling lost. All of them feel lost.
Yeah. And I don't feel his brother is gone yet. I don't feel I don't feel like a passed over energy yet.
Okay.
I still feel that he's still here. So at least there's that. So do you think that the next question then, do you think that that Billy Joe will find his way home?
That I don't know. I haven't been able to pick up any energy from him at all since we got the story. So that makes
So do
me
you
think
think
he's
he's
already
gone?
passed on. Yeah, I think he's gone, and I think he's already ascended. He may even have already reincarnated. I don't know, but I get zero when I tried to meditate on it, when I tried to read on it, when I
Oh,
first
really?
got
I
the
felt
video
that he
when you
was still
first.
here.
And
Okay.
that's the brother that was with the friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't get anything. I don't get any energy at all off of them. But
Unless it's
that's just
something
me.
else I'm
Somebody
feeling.
else may get it, I mean, you might get shown something different, but I'm just being shown that there wasn't.
So do you think that they actually did something with them? Because
I don't
I was
know if
shown
it was
something
something
different.
intentional. I mean, maybe they were unable to take care of whatever wounds they might have had, and uh, therefore because they couldn't. I'm having to stretch it out. Hang on a minute.
That's all right.
Because they couldn't pinpoint where the brother and friends were. They couldn't pinpoint a ship. So I think in the beginning they all just took it as the older one, the survivors from what's the word I'm looking for?
Do you know your camera's off?
Yeah, I know. That's because I'm having to do some weird stretches here because my back was locking up.
Okay.
So I'm still standing right here and talking. I'm just having to do some weird
Oh, okay.
stretches to get my back to unlock. I've been sitting too long all day.
Oh, hi, Rose Blue.
Hey, Rose. Hey, Fatima.
Hey, Fatima. Hey, Chris.
We got two Chris's in the house. We got
It be
Chris Queen,
hot here,
Chris
y'all.
Cassidy. Yeah, obviously, I'm freezing my ass off here.
She's freezing and I'm roasting.
And we got a hurricane bearing down on us, so.
Whew. Y'all like my fan? Is that cool? Or what? I have my
There we
face.
go. Sorry, my keyboard's over here.
That's all right.
My back is locking up, so I'm having to stand here and do stretches. Try to get it
Oh,
to
do what you gotta do, girl. You do
unclench.
you, boo.
When I went in and tried to read on them all, the brother and the men, I
You're
get
welcome.
no
Thanks,
energy.
Fatima.
I get no energy signal
Hey,
at
Dewey.
all on either one, on either of the three of them, four of them, however many it was. And the brother that did survive, the energy I'm picking up off of him was just abject despair, as well as elation, because he thought, okay, my brother and friends are getting rescued. They'll just never find me. And the exact opposite is what happened. So
I wonder why I wonder why you got one way and I was shown the other way.
we could be picking up on different energy signals, or maybe one or two of them are still alive and they're just unable to come home, so to speak. Or maybe they were alive for a short while and then they died, and therefore whoever had them didn't want it to look like they did them in.
Hey, Julie.
I'm not getting murder.
No.
You
If
know, I'm
anything
not
was to happen,
getting.
I think it would have been an accident.
I mean, I know it was floated around by some that he did them all in and then threw them overboard and made believe all the rest, just made it up. But you don't put yourself through having to hang in salt water for days, by choice, because
Now, why would
that's
he
painful.
why would he kill his brother or unalive his brother and the other two just because. I mean, he wouldn't. He was a
Right.
big teddy bear.
Right.
If you guys want to see what we're talking
You hear
about,
that?
oh, go ahead.
I said, did you hear that? We got
Hear what?
a major
No.
storm getting ready to hit. That was thunder.
Oh no.
So if I disappear, y'all, it's not because I'm being rude. It's because the internet or the power went out. We're starting to get the outer bands of Hurricane Beryl hitting us. And
We've been on for about half an hour, so about.
I'm just letting you know in case something happens and I get kicked off, you'll know what happened.
Yeah. But if you guys want to know what we're talking about, go to the channel Mr. Ballen, spelled Ballen. And the story that we're talking about is on his channel. Yeah.
He's a cool storyteller. He's very good at what he does. The way he presents these kind of stories, it kind of just captures you and brings you right in from the get-go. Not many people have that ability.
I sure don't.
Yeah, no, neither do I. Sorry, y'all. I'm having to do like really weird stretches here to try to get my back to unlock.
But y'all, and also too, y'all, if you feel so inclined, if you want to do paid readings with Shari, you can. If you want to do paid readings with me, you can. You can get. You can
just email me Swamp Voices SWAMPVOICES @gmail.com and just put reading in the heading, and then I'll get back with you with what all I offer and what you may be looking for. So.
Yep. And if you want a reading with me, you can email me at warriorprincesspeace@gmail.com. warriorprincesspeace@gmail.com, and just put reading in the heading and I will get back to you. And also, if you are so inclined, you can donate to the channel. We both have PayPals, and she has a Venmo. And also, if you would like to check out our wish lists, we both have Amazon wish lists, and they are on our About tabs. So you can check all that out on our About tabs. So have fun.
And
Shari has a GoFundMe.
Yeah, and I have a GoFundMe that's for my son to help cover medical expenses and whatnot. We're waiting for the first batch of bills to come in. I don't want to think about it.
Yeah, don't.
They're gonna be high. So yeah, we're taking it one day at a time there. So yeah.
And everybody, please be praying for my mom.
Slow recovery, but he's getting a little stronger every day. But it's going to take time. And,
yeah. And also, the reason why I haven't been on YouTube a lot is because my brother and I have become my mother's caregiver. So, my mom takes precedence. So that's why I'm not doing this much. So please be sending good vibes and prayers and stuff to the three of us. So I will be on YouTube when I can. But right now my mom takes precedence. So
been there, done that. Know what that's like. After we get through, I'm gonna go veg out and put on some music and just shut my brain off for a little bit. And then I've got a show tomorrow night with Mel Dorr, the Aloha Church Psychic, and Isaac from Ease Your Mind. We do
Mhm.
our regular monthly
You mean Arthur, not
political.
Isaac?
I
You
said
said
Isaac.
Isaac.
Oh, Arthur, not Isaac. Arthur. Isaac is next weekend for the Mastering Mental Wellness.
Good thing I
Yeah,
caught that.
on the 14th. Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
They know who I'm talking about. They know Shari's
Oh,
just
thank you,
crazy most
everybody.
days. Um,
Oh, hey, Kiba.
I keep up.
Yeah, it's you know, it's been tough. It's been tough for my mom too. She's always been the one to take care of everybody, and now she's the one being taken care of. So,
And it's hard to turn over the reins and let somebody else take care of you when you still feel like you can take care of yourself, even though you
uh-huh.
can't.
hmm She's
Yeah,
like, I don't
like
want to stop it. So it just,
yeah,
so it, yeah. So
been
it,
there, done that.
you know, just got to do what you got to do, and I'm just thankful my brother's here. I got my brother. So,
Yep, that's the most important thing.
and my sister is an hour and a half away, so it's just on my brother and me. So,
Yeah, unless she wants to come over in a hazmat suit with her own remote control to watch TV while she spends the night, so y'all can go do your own thing.
that would be nice. That would be nice.
Because yeah, that's when you're a caregiver, especially for a family member. That's one of the things that goes way down on your list of items to accomplish, and that is to take a little time for yourself because you're so busy taking care of everything else that you feel guilty for stopping and taking 5 minutes for yourself. So, yeah, I get it. I've been there. But not fun. My eye is giving me fits.
Yeah, and when I move out, I'm still going to be coming in here and going, "You need anything?" So
More than
it's
likely,
gonna,
you'll just get phone calls saying that we need or I need
yeah.
instead of could you please.
But it'll be it, you know, because once I leave, it'll just be my brother, and he works. So, I'll probably just stay with her until Tom gets home from work, and then I'll head home. You know, because she can't be by herself.
Yep, been
So,
there. Hi,
that's what.
Sylvia.
Hey, Sylvia.
I feel really bad for the brother that did survive because he did everything he could think of to do to try to save the others and
Yeah.
was willing to sacrifice himself in the long run. And
Yeah, I found a
yet
place. I'm just waiting for them to say,
he
"Hey,
was the
it's
one who
yours."
survived. So, yeah.
Yeah, he was the only one to survive, and he's like, "Oh, he's just the biggest bear ever, kindest little." I mean, he's huge. He's tall. He's
Yeah.
tall and big, but he's a teddy bear, and he's just a sweetheart. And he just feels so guilty that he was the one to survive. Well, the other three did not. Well,
Yeah.
did not. So yeah, I found a place. I'm just waiting for them to say, "Hey, it's yours."
She's on the waiting list.
Mm-hmm. And I talked to somebody, and they said, "Well, how long have you been on the waiting list?" I said, "About 6 months or more." And they said, "Oh, it'll be less than a year. It'll be less than a
From their
year."
lips to
So,
God's ears. So,
uh-huh. So
um,
Yeah, he goes, oh, she goes less than a year. I'm like, oh, yay. Because I said, well, I was told her it'll be about a year and a half. And she goes, oh, less than a year. I'm like, really? So I've got, I have in my wish list, I've got stuff on there for like my apartment as well. I've got everything on there. I don't have it separate. I have everything on my wish list. I've got stuff for my apartment on there too. So I've got everything. So yeah.
There you go, people. Oh, trying to
So,
think of another question we can ask.
uh,
I'm trying to think of another question we can ask.
wait. I'm getting something. I'm getting something from Billy Joe. Right when you said that, I was starting to get something from Billy Joe. He says, I'm okay now. I'm okay now. I don't I've I've appeared to my brother before. Tried to tell him I'm okay, but he still hurts. He still hurts. And it hurts me.
You talking about Lewis having the hurt or somebody else?
Billy Joe, his brother, appears to Nathan, has appeared to Nathan more than once to try to tell him that he, Billy Joe, is okay. But and Nathan knows that Billy Joe is okay, but he still hurts. But Billy Joe still, or Nathan still hurts that he's gone. And it hurts Billy Joe to see Nathan still hurting. And that does make sense because it can hurt them to see us still hurting. Even though they're in a good place and they are good, it can still hurt them to see us hurting. They don't like to see us hurting. But he loves him. He loves him. But he's just saying that he's in a good place right now. He's in a good place. And he's just hoping that Nathan can move on someday. And will be able to forgive himself. Be able to forgive himself and be able to move on. Because Billy Joe knows that it wasn't his fault. There's nothing Nathan could have done. It wasn't his fault. Yeah, Nathan is hanging on to guilt that isn't his.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the guilt is going to stay with him for probably forever, because he's going to forever blame himself. I know. I'm going to throw cards first on the brother and then on the men. Are they still with us on this mortal plane? Let's start there.
Well, I got that strong message from Billy Joe. So if he's still with us on this mortal plane, then that's the first time I ever got something from somebody who's still alive. Oof.
Okay, a brand new number was recorded.
I asked if all three men are still on this earth, and I got the Three of Swords, which is a no. A no card. They've passed away. All three of them have passed away. Are you here? Are you awake?
I'm
Shari?
here. I'm here.
Okay.
I'm reading my cards.
Oh, okay. I didn't
I've
know
been
if you
throwing
were
cards.
asleep.
Yeah, no, I'm here.
Okay.
The first thing I got for the one that survived was the Ten of Swords. He feels responsible. He feels worried. He feels like had he not have swam off, they would all still be together.
Mm-hmm.
My argument is he had not swam off, they would all be dead. And probably nobody would have known it.
Yeah.
But, so evidently somebody spotted him in the boat or hanging on to what's left of the boat in the water.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Somebody from our country found him and took him to the hospital. No, Kathy, they were never found.
Mm-mm.
Nope.
That's what's so odd about it. Is there was no trace. I mean, unless they were picked up and put into some kind of a slavery situation.
We're thinking they were probably picked up by pirates.
And what's the pirate code? You either follow what the chief says or you're out of there. And they don't mean they say you're fired.
Yeah.
Use a little bit longer of a word.
Mm-hmm.
And I keep coming back to that ship. That's what keeps hanging me up. That's what keeps bothering me.
Mm-hmm.
Is the ship that he saw. I mean, granted, it could have been a mirage. I didn't know you could experience that on the water, so I had to look it up. But I keep coming back to this card right here. The 10 of Swords. Or the 9 of Swords, excuse me. Um and the next card I pulled was the Magician. And the Egyptian stands for power, both gold and silver. And they also, from what I understand, they dip their stuff to seal it. And I don't know why that matters, but that's what they're telling me. Like, that makes no sense. Makes absolutely no sense at all. But that's what I'm getting. Okay. Maybe because I'm looking at the magician who has all the powers, everything available to him to use whatever is necessary to move forward. Because then I end up with the Three of Wands. There's the three, right? Yeah, the Three of Wands. And it's not happy or sad. It's just,
Middle.
yeah.
1990, Kathy. Are you okay?
I just got a spate of pop-ups that just popped up and they're like covering my screen. It's irritating.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, it was in the sea.
They were originally going fishing in this, like, I guess it was kind of an estuary off of the ocean, like a smaller lake or something, and they decided to head out to sea and do some deep sea fishing. Um, at least that's what I got out of it. It was, they purposefully went to where they were. What was bad on their end is they didn't bother to tell anybody that they were changing their location. So everybody thought they were in spot A when they didn't show up and get back home when they were supposed to. And people went and searched and couldn't find them because they weren't there. Because they had traveled off somewhere else before their car broke down. Their boat broke down. And then they get into the dinghy and they're in the little inflatable raft and it springs a leak. And that's why the oldest brother, the biggest guy, got out, decided to swim back to the wreckage.
No, he was the younger brother. The biggest guy was the younger brother. Billy.
Oh, he was the younger brother. I don't know why I was thinking he was the older brother.
Because he was the biggest.
Yeah.
Nathan is the younger brother. Billy Joe was the older brother.
Older brother. Okay.
But Nathan looked up to his younger brother. Yeah. That's just how it was.
Well, the boat went down. The boat sunk. The only thing they had left was like some of it left floating upside down. Yeah. That's what he eventually was able to swim back to.
Yeah,
and
just a little bit of the back. Yeah.
But they were out to sea at this point, so it wasn't like they had a shoreline they could all swim for. And swimming in salt water like that, a lot of people don't realize how damaging that can be to you, to not just your skin and stuff, but your sinuses, your lungs, the whole bit, because you're breathing in that. You're probably swallowing half of the air that you're breathing.
Yeah, and he survived 11 hours swimming. 11 hours.
Yeah.
With his clothes and his
yeah, because it was too cold for him to take off his clothes and stuff. I mean,
Yeah, and he was swimming with his life vest on and his shoes and everything. 11 hours. A lesser person would have given up by then and just. Jeez.
Yeah, and it wasn't not only just the weirdness with the other ship that he saw, and just it's like there were parts to the story that sounded fairly fantastical. I can understand why the authorities and folks didn't believe it, but at the same time, he never wavered in
No.
what he reported. And usually, if somebody is obsessed with object A, they're going to do whatever they have to do to get to object A. And he was obsessed with trying to swim. He was going to the boat originally, right? He was swimming back to the boat.
Back to the boat.
To try to, I don't know what he thought he could do there.
Well, he wanted to swim there because what they were originally on, they could only hold 3 people at a time. It could only hold 3 people at a time, and there were
Yeah.
4 of them. So 3 people would be there. So one person would
And he
eventually get
probably
off, so
took
the
up,
third could be on there. Yeah.
yeah,
So
from the
he's
way I
like,
understood it, his size and everything, I mean, it was like having 2 people into one. So,
yeah. So he's like, well, you 3 stay and have a better chance of surviving while I swim back. So he's like, whoa, crap. What did I do? You know? So
yeah. Um,
he just, it's just like, wow. Like I said, if you want to see what we're talking about, the story is on a channel called Mr. Ballin, and he's really cool. Love that guy. Love him. He's awesome. You still awake?
yeah, I'm still awake.
Or are you starting to fall asleep?
I'm starting to fade fast. Yeah.
Yeah.
This past
Y'all.
week is just, it's finally catching up with me.
So we might have to call it quits here quick.
Yeah, we've been on for an hour and 10 minutes. So,
Yeah. So yeah. So yeah, we've got our mystery for next month already. So what is next month? August. So September we should do Mary Celeste, like Kathy said.
that's a good idea.
So we've already got our mystery for August. So September we'll do Mary Celeste.
Okay, that works for me.
Or maybe we could do both.
And we meet for the mystery show. We meet the first Sunday of the month.
Yep.
So
Same bat time, same bat channel. First Sunday of the month, 4:30 Central,
4:30
5:30 Eastern.
Eastern, 2:30
So
Pacific. Yeah.
yep. So yep. This is like my favorite time of the month. So, and yay, next month I finally get my tooth fixed. This will finally be taken care of.
Yay.
So I won't
I
have
got to
to
get
look at
my
that
top
anymore.
dentures replaced
Yeah,
because
I
the
won't
2
have to
front
look at
teeth,
it.
I've had to glue them back on so many times it's not even funny. And
It's embarrassing, y'all.
and then one of them chipped off when I was eating, and so now it looks crooked because it's missing a portion of it. I must have swallowed it. I didn't even know it had happened.
Oh no.
But it's time for a new top denture because my teeth come out every night, soak in a jar, y'all.
So yay, the first of the
It's
month.
expensive. Dentures are expensive. God Almighty. So that'll be next year.
I'm very thankful.
This year I got new glasses and I got new sunglasses that I'm waiting to come in, and
I am very thankful my
so
insurance is paying for my teeth, and it's going to be around $3,000. And
you
it's
get
paying for all
Medicare.
of it. Huh?
You got Medicare or Medicaid or both?
Both.
Okay,
And I've
that's
got
why it pays for everything.
Yeah, well, I've got a
Yeah.
plan now that, well, if I just had Medicare, they wouldn't pay for this at all. But I
Yeah.
have a new plan through Medicare that gives me $4,000 a year.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
So, yeah, so if I have a really expensive procedure that needs done, like getting this tooth taken care of,
Yeah.
then they'll pay for it.
Yeah, I
And
have now that I've turned 63, I've started getting bombarded with emails and whatnot from Medicare Advantage companies wanting me to sign on with them. It's like, no, sorry. Number one, I don't have Medicare yet. And number two, I'm not signing on with a Medicare Advantage company because they're ripoffs.
yeah,
So
I'm happy with what I have.
yeah, there you go. I mean, I already have insurance through work, and when I do qualify for Medicare in a couple more years, um, the insurance I have will be the supplement for it because they do that. So it's all done through the state.
Yeah.
Um, unless our new governor manages to take that away from us too. I mean, hell, he's busy taking everything else away.
Well, I don't know. Picket.
We because nobody showed up to vote in our last election. We now have a MAGA governor, a MAGA state house, and a MAGA state senate. And they are tripping all over themselves to see how fast they can break everything and take away rights and take away programs. One of the first things that went on the chopping block was a federal government program that the feds paid for, not the state. The only thing the state was asked to cover was 50% of the administration cost to run the program that fed kids K through 12 one hot meal a day every day. Summer, winter, didn't matter, school was in or not, they got one hot meal a day. And our new governor was like, oh no, that's a bridge too far. We can't feed the kids. You know.
Whatever. Well, at least our governor said yes to that.
Well, our last governor did, but the new one was like, oh no, we can't do that. That's
But then again, we've got Gretchen Whitmer until November, and then somebody else steps in. This is her
she's
last year.
already she's already did her 2 terms.
Yeah.
Y'all term out, yeah, that's what happened with us. And
So y'all vote blue in November for everybody. We need a blue
unless you
governor
want
in
to,
November.
unless you want us to turn into a dictatorship run by Donald Trump, you best get your ass out there and vote in
Hey, Rose
November
Blue.
because
So
no
if
vote
anybody,
is just as bad as just voting directly for him.
yeah, and if anybody watching this lives in Michigan, vote blue for our governor too, please.
Yeah,
Vote blue for our
yeah,
next governor
it
because
makes a difference. It
our
makes a
governor
big
now is
difference.
getting ready to leave. Vote blue for our next governor in November, please.
That's it. So,
Oh,
all right, my
there you
dear,
go.
I'm
Row your boat.
I'm
Doing a blue stream. You see that?
I see that what Rosebud.
I like that.
Yeah, Fatima, you're right. They want to force people to have kids, but they don't want to feed them
Nope.
or shelter them or clothe them or educate them. The damn sure don't want to educate them because how are they going to get free slave labor if they're educated?
Oh,
You know,
heck, kids don't even know how to do cursive writing anymore.
no, it's not taught. They also don't know how to read a clock with hands.
Mm-mm.
All they know is digital clocks.
Mm-mm. I mean, my parents wouldn't even let me have a digital clock until I learned how to read a clock with hands.
There was no such thing as digital clocks until I was up in my 20s. Um,
There was when I was a kid, but I wasn't allowed to have one until I learned how to
Yeah, but
read
I
a
got you beat by
offhand.
about 10, 12 years, I think. So
Fall through. Oh, there you go. Real. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Oh, goodness. But just keep believing that, everything's going to work out because it will.
it will.
It will.
Yeah.
Because we know it will. Right, Sherry?
But it's just gonna, we have to get involved.
Yep.
We have to get involved and do something.
Yep. Just
We
get
can't
involved
just
and
sit
vote
back
blue.
and we just can't sit back and say, oh, well, it doesn't really matter. It matters
It matters. Vote blue.
big time.
Vote blue. But anyway, thank you everybody for coming. Thank you everybody, Rose Blue.
Sorry I was so out of it today. I'm like,
Yeah, she
past
tired.
week is just catching up with me. So I'm like,
Yeah, well, you know what? Hugs to you because we understand. Um, Kathy,
please share
Clarence.
the please share the GoFundMe.
Yes,
Thank you to everyone who's donated.
yes.
Share the link, put it on your social media pages and stuff. And
Like, share,
we
and
still got a long way to
subscribe.
go.
Yes.
Yeah.
And don't forget uh, donating if you'd like, readings if you like, um, the Amazon wish list if you like, because I have stuff for my apartment on there too, because I have a feeling it's coming up soon. Yay. Sherry
I
has a
gotta
wish
go.
list too.
Yeah, I
And
gotta go make mine up to date. I
yep,
received several gifts off of that list. I need to go in and take them off the list now.
exactly.
And
So, and everything I want is on one list. It's not several lists. It's all on one list, y'all. So
yeah,
have at it.
mine
Have
my
fun.
I've got several lists, but only one is public, and that's my voices from the swap list. So
Uh, and just everybody, thank you for coming. Everybody, I named several names, but those of you that I didn't name, I'm sorry. Thank you for coming. Love you all. Thank you to all the new names for subscribing. Welcome to the family. Love you all.
welcome to
Thank
the
you for all the
madness.
yes, welcome to the madness. If it wasn't for you, we would not be here. Thank you for the prayers and the good thoughts. And don't forget, I will be here when I'm able. Please don't give up on me. Please do not unsubscribe. But I will be here when I'm able.
But
And
do double check your subscriptions at least once a month or every few weeks,
yes,
because YouTube has a screwy algorithm that just will randomly unsubscribe you from people's channels. I
yes,
don't think it's an intentional thing. I think it's just there's a glitch in the system and they haven't figured out how to fix it yet. So
bye, Rose Blue. And I will see you guys soon. Love you all.
bye
Bye.
y'all. Have a good week.